Good afternoon and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to a Assetto Corsa Competizione video. Now, I'm not going to be racing today or anything like that. We're just going to touch briefly on release 6, which is due out on the 13th of February 2019, so we're about a week away from that, which will probably pop in to our Steam accounts around about 5-6 o'clock in the evening UK time. So I'm just going to briefly touch on what they're talking about in release 6. So number one is the car. They've changed the car. A couple of weeks ago that was an Acura NSX. It's now a Nissan GTR, which, if you've pretty much been around sort of sim racing or car racing for the last sort of 5-6 years, you will have driven this car at some point. It's quite a beast. It sounds really like gravelly in the engine sound, similar to a Jaguar. It has been around for a while. Looking at the race results, it's not the most successful car on the grid. In fact, it didn't win any races last season. So yeah, it's probably going to be one of those cars where you'll drive it. It might drive quite nicely, but performance-wise, it's not the best car out there. We're also not going to see a number of liveries as well. They're pretty much stuck to just one or two liveries that are available. So that's going to be pretty much the car. I suspect, as I say, it'll be like the Bentley and the Jag. It's a car that's there. You see the odd one, but we're not going to be using it that much. Going on to tracks, we are at Monza. Again, it's another track where we've all pretty much driven it, so we pretty much all know Parabolica, Lesmo 1, Lesmo 2, Variante Alta, all those types of corners which are all used to. There's no change in the track at all. However, it's going to separate the quick cars from those that aren't so quick. So I'd imagine the Audi R8 might start coming into effect, and certainly the BMW as well. They're both quick cars. So yeah, so that's going to be good. I do love Monza, so I'll probably find myself on that track a lot. When we sort of sum up briefly things like tracks, that type of thing, car wise, we're not going to see the Audi, we're not going to see the Aston Martin. We are going through the list. We're probably not going to see the Gallardo at all. We're probably not going to see the Lexus, the McLaren, and the Mercedes AMG GT3, and the Porsche 911. So Porsche 911, McLaren 650, and maybe the Aston Martin and the Acura NSX are going to be added at the end. The cars that actually raced in the championship last year, we are probably not going to see at all in the game, are the Lamborghini Gallardo, and we're probably, yeah, that's about the only car that we're not going to see, I would imagine. There's a few other Lamborghinis like a Super Trofeo, but I don't think we're going to see that. Circuit wise, we've still got to see Brands Hatch and Silverstone, Spa, Francorchamps, and just looking through the lists, Catalonia, Barcelona. Those are the only circuits that have yet to be released. They're still talking about Q1 for the release, the final release of the whole thing. So they reckon that will be done by March. I suspect that potentially could be put back. So release 6 features live special events. It's going to be a complete guess on what that is. Again, I'd imagine it's taking the special events that we do at the moment and somehow making them live. I'm not quite sure what that means, whether they run special events during the race weekends when the actual championship starts back up for real, whether it's some sort of multiplayer that, you know, like a hot lap thing where you can all join in all at once to do like a super hot lap or something like that. I'm not really sure because the multiplayer system's not really working, so I don't really know how the live special events is going to come along. But that'll be interesting to see. They need to sort out the multiplayer kind of system in order to get that to work. But I'd imagine it's basically some sort of sprint race or hot lap super pole, something like that. Nothing too big on the features. And then finally, the rating systems, they're going to do some sort of fine-tuning again on the rating system, which, to be honest, is not too bad in the first place. And we're probably not really going to see an improvement on that. So that sort of sums up Release 6. So just to touch bases, really, on something that ACC has decided to do is the multiplayer, which if you've used it throughout the last sort of month or so, pretty much since it was implemented, it's not really working. It will crash. They have decided to ditch the multiplayer as it stands at the moment, and they're completely rewriting the code because for whatever reason it's not working and they can't get it to work correctly, so they are having to redesign it from the ground up. So although it's still in the game, don't expect anything to happen in regards to an improvement on that. I think we're just going to see a complete massive update where the old gets taken off and the new multiplayer gets put back on. It's not going to happen in Release 6. That'll probably be part of the final game later on in the year. So finally, we're just going to probably get some minor improvements to the game. VR's probably not going to change at all. We just probably see more stability issues being corrected, those types of things, some minor changes to the cars and the sounds, I would imagine, and that's going to be pretty much it. There is still this massive anticipation that what we are seeing at the moment is the final basically product, and they're just fine-tuning it, and that if your computer doesn't run the game well, then your computer will never run the game well. I'm living in hope that we are going to see a really, really massive update for the final full game, and that all those small little bugs, like in my case, I can't run a full grid on my PC. I've got to half the grid in order to allow the game to run smoothly. All those things get ironed out. I'm hoping for that. Some people on forums are stating that that's not going to happen, and that the game that you see right now on the screen is the final product, and they're literally just adding cars and tracks to the game. But we shall see. I've got massive hopes that, and they know the issues, and they're not like Slightly Mad Studios where they'll release a game and pretty much not really tinker with it despite numerous problems. So there we have it. Thank you for watching. This was going to be a short video, but we're now running into 10 minutes nearly. But if you got any questions or anything, don't forget to put them in the description below. Hit that like button if you found it a bit helpful, and the subscribe button for more videos, which will be coming very, very shortly. Until next time, thank you very much, and I'll see you all again very soon.